Hello, and welcome to the MySpace podcast. I'm your host, Miley, and today I will be reviewing the book, The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. Rating. I give this book a 4 out of 5. It was a little confusing, but it was also like the type of confusing where it made sense. Like it didn't make sense, but it made sense. Things just kept happening one after the other, and I was like, okay. And it was a little hard for me to get through. I kind of wanted to stop sometimes, but I still finished this book in like a day, so it was still a good book. Just, it wasn't very interesting for me in the middle of it. Like, the beginning and the end of it were interesting, but that was about it. Like, the middle was just kind of hard for me to get through. Still a 4 out of 5 though. The plot / storyline. Okay, I try not to give away a lot of spoilers. I don't think there's any. Hopefully not, at least. Short. Basically, the rescuers weren't actually rescuers. They were part of Wicked, and I'll get more into Wicked later. There wasn't. I keep saying they were bad. Then some guy told them that that their next trial was to go through the Scorch. And yeah, and of course they end up making it. And yeah, so that's the short version. Let's do a little longer version now. Start from the beginning, so I will repeat stuff. So the people who rescued them were not good guys. It's all part of the trials. There's gotta be more trials. Like, so many trials. Felt like that echoed. Teresa gets switched out with this other guy, Eris, I believe his name was, who was put into Group B. So basically, Eris was Teresa, kind of. That makes sense. I'll get into a little later. Group B is a group of girls, so there's a group of girls and a group of guys. The girls did better than the guys did, like, of course. The girls will do better. They came out of the maze with more people than the guys did, and then they just kind of survived more. But then also, there's some more things that go into it, especially with the Scorch Trials. Like, the trials were completely different. So, not fair after the maze. But I think the girls also made it out sooner. I don't know how they did that, but Anyways, back to the guys, because this POV still just follows Thomas. They're told that their next trial is to cross the Scorch, which is basically just a dead land, and they have to reach the safe haven so they can get the cure, because they have been given the flare, which is a disease. Basically, makes people go crazy, like really crazy, like past the point to return crazy. Yeah. So they've all been told that they have the flare. I don't know if they have it or not. I feel like they do, but also I feel like they don't, so I'm not sure. Yeah. So the Scorch came about because of sun flares. Oh, hair on my hand. Okay. Yeah. That's how the Scorch, just sun flares, really bad sun flares, and basically killed like everyone. Yeah. Anyways, they start on their journey. Things happen. They go through a lot. But they meet some people and convinced these people to help them. And then more things happen. So one of these people there's two of them that they get to come help them. So one of them is a girl. Her name is Brenda. And she starts getting really close to Thomas. Like, really close. Right off the bat, she's making moves on him. I do not trust her. I don't like her. There's something about her. Then some more things happen. Thomas almost dies. They run into the girls' group, and they want to kill Thomas. But we already knew that from the beginning, because all the boys have these tattoos on their shoulders, I think, that say who they are. Like, it's kind of like subject A5 or blah 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 blah, and then it says like your subject and what group you are, and then what you are, like the glue, the leader, to be killed by group B, which was what Thomas had. So they the girls take Thomas, and then more things happen. Then he really almost dies, but still doesn't die. Because it's all part of the creator's plan. At least at that time it was. Then everyone makes it to the safe haven, so both groups do. Then some more things happen. Then they're saved again. But this time it's by the creators. But that's probably another lie. And that's about it. There's some more, but I'll talk about that in the spoiler section. Okay, starting off with Thomas. Honestly, he was being kind of stupid throughout this book, but it concerned specific things, which makes sense when you know what the specific thing was. Yeah, everything else though, he acted like a leader. So I think he's like the real leader. But he isn't the leader, because that's Mina. Still haven't searched up if that's how you say his name. Anyways, he starts getting close to this girl, Brenda. And he likes being near her and talking to her, but he also feels really guilty for getting close to her and feels like he's cheating on Teresa. Still don't like Brenda, but so since he feels that way, he doesn't really like allow himself to get close to Brenda. He went through a lot in this book. Died like 5 times. I'm kidding, but he went through a lot. Died like 5 times. No, he didn't die like 5 times, but he went through a lot. And I think he's also like the one to the creators. Like, he's their star. Like, he's gonna be the one that like wins it all, I think, or something. I don't know, but they don't want him to die. But yeah, so at least I think so. That's my general understanding. Next is Brenda. I don't trust her. I don't like her. She's super forward and is trying to get all close to Thomas. Like, right off the bat, she's like, oh, I like you, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the hell? Well, I'm like, what? Okay. Yeah, she's just super forward. I don't like it. And she said something. It was a word. And Thomas was like, I never told her that. But he brushes it off like somebody else could have said that, or I could have mentioned it. I'm like, no, you didn't say it. She's evil. She's definitely working for Wicked. Teresa. I don't know how to feel about her. I kind of hate her right now. That's all I can say. Talk about it later. Not much about any of the other characters. It was mostly just Thomas. He was going through some things in this book. And the other characters weren't there for a bit, because they got separated. But they're back together. Wicked. So, this group, they are a group that all the governments of the world basically put together. Like, they came together and made this group to try and find a cure to the flare. To do this. So, they basically, to get all these kids that are in this book, all these teenagers, they tested a bunch of orphans when they were younger, I think for their intelligence or something, and they chose like the smartest ones probably or something. I don't really know, still kind of confused, but I believe Thomas wasn't an orphan, so I don't know, not sure. Anyways, all of them were named after famous historical scientists, inventors, and thinkers by the group So those probably aren't their original names. That's about it. Spoilers now, I guess. Okay. Thomas. I believe that when they're all told why this was done to them, like why they've had to go through all these trials, he's supposed to think it's good, like it's meant to happen. But and he's supposed to be on the creator's side after all this, like he was in the beginning. But I think he's had a change of heart after going through that maze and seeing what life was like for those boys. I think he's gonna be against the creators. And also, all of his memories were erased, so it's like a new beginning for him. And also, in one of the memories that he's recalled or recovered, he hasn't recovered that much, but in one of them, he basically says that he has no emotions left anymore. Like, he's just dead inside. At least I think that's what he said. Which shows that even then, he didn't like what was happening. But also, I still don't know a lot, so this is just me guessing and speculating. But I think he's supposed to like what the creators are doing and be with them, but he's not. He went through a lot. He was almost killed twice because of something that the creators didn't expect and one that they wanted to happen. And the thing that he kept being stupid about was Teresa. Like, she kept showing that she kind of hated him, and he was just like, oh, I trust her, and so many other things. And I was like, but also, they were friends beforehand, and yeah, so he was going through a lot there, and he didn't learn anything until the very end, when he now hates her, at least somewhat. I think he hates her. He felt betrayed. I'll talk about this a little more in Teresa's part too. It was a whole thing, not fun, but still interesting. Teresa is next. So, Teresa, on the other hand, of the whole change of heart thing, she does not seem to have a change of heart. Like, Thomas is all like, Thomas, you can see that he's had a change, and she doesn't seem to have had that change. She still seems to be on Wicked's side. And she also almost killed Thomas. She was basically going to, because the creators told her she had to, or they would kill Thomas. And she was like, okay. Like, the creators gave her a whole thing to do, and that's what she did, because Thomas really needed to feel betrayed. And Eris was a part of this, because Eris was, part of the group. There was actually, of them making the maze something, there was a main four. It was Thomas, Teresa, Eris, and then the other girl, Rachel, but Rachel died. So Eris is part of this, and their whole thing is they were told that they had to make Thomas feel really betrayed. And it went through a lot, because they basically tried to kill Thomas. They both were together, and then they pretended that they liked each other and were in love and stuff. And Thomas was going through it. It was a whole lot. This is all in one part of the book too. Just one part. All this comes out. It was really crazy. Also, Eris is basically Teresa, but in the girls group, if that makes more sense to who Eris is. And also, Teresa she left out this part of knowing who Eris was in the first book from Thomas. So she knew who Eris was, but she didn't tell Thomas. So that hurt Thomas that hurt him a lot too. Thomas needed to feel betrayed, and he did. He definitely felt betrayed. And I think part of it was to send him into the arms of Brenda, because she's definitely evil. Like, definitely, I feel it. I really feel it. Like, there's not any, like, definitive proof, but she feels evil. Don't like her. And I think it's all part of the creator's plan. Now, probably, what I think is probably the biggest spoiler, and I don't even know if this is true yet, because it was just mentioned, and it was super small. And guess who it's about? If you said Brenda, you would be correct. So, this is very, very end of the book, basically. Turns out she may be telepathic as well, because her voice was in his head, like telepathically, like in a dream. So he doesn't think it's real, but I think it's real. Like, she has definitely been working for Wicked this whole time. Definitely. And also, with that ending, they were all like, oh, there's no more trials, you just have to listen. Oh, there's more trials, definitely more trials. Don't listen to them. Why do you keep listening to them? Because now he's been taken again. So fun. So much fun. But yeah, still a good book. I like the endings because something always happens right at the end, and that's what keeps me going. So yeah, still a good book. There's a lot of things that go on, just not really for me. But yeah, that's about it. I'll be reading the next book. I don't know what the next book is called because I forgot. I was gonna put it down. Yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, for listening to me talk about this book. Have a good rest of your day, night, week, year, life, everything. Thank you. Bye.